is here, Wall Street pro and author Carol Roth. Carol, we need you on the story. Reports coming in, we're hearing it from Axios, Politico, the Wall Street Journal, top White House insiders. They want the president to drop Bidenomics. Democrats say it is backfiring. It's going to hurt his 2024 election bid. But the White House is doubling down. Biden economic advisor Jared Bernstein, he says it's working. We have, quote, financially healthy U.S. consumers. Is that true?
Yeah, what's amusing here, Liz, is that Bidenomics came out as a pejorative term, and somehow someone in the White House said, oh, this is a good thing. We can take this. We can put lipstick on the pig and nobody's going to notice. And they try to turn it into a good thing. But the reality is it's not an issue of messaging. It's an issue of what's going on in middle class and working class Americans' lives, and they are being decimated. They are saving less. They are spending more. They were promised that they were not going to have any new taxes, but we know that inflation is a permanent tax on them. We know the personal saving rate is down below 4%. We know that debt is over, household debts at a record high of 17.1 trillion at the end of last quarter, the second quarter. And so people understand that reality that's going on in their lives. Doesn't matter how you spin it or how you message it. This is what people are contending with in their day-to-day lives.
You know, to what you just said, we've never seen this in the last 20 years. The government, Carol, is now saying that personal incomes dropped in California, New York, and Illinois. That they had recently shown they were going up. Now it's dropping in those three blue states. 7 out of 10 say the U.S. is going in the wrong direction. But Biden is falsely claiming that take-home pay has gone up, gas prices are down, the border is closed, and that his son Hunter has done nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a revision happen last week of Q1 GDP for 2020, 2021, and 2022. They had to revise down the first quarter in each of those years. And what was it? They revised down the consumer spending piece because the consumers are trying really hard. They're trying to keep up. And yes, they do have jobs. But even on that front, Liz, they feel less comfortable. We saw the JOLTS data. We saw the fact that the quit rates had softened. People are feeling less confident about leaving their jobs. So you can spout off all this macro data as much as you want, but that doesn't impact what's happening on the very personal individual level. And oh, by the way, if you want to talk about Bidenomics, you have a scenario where the economy is still expanding, but deficits are still going up. That is completely unusual. Usually when the economy is quote unquote expanding, you have deficits going down.
Yeah,
so they've managed to even screw that part up as well.
That's interesting. That's interesting what you just said. Let's bring in Laffer Tengler Investments CEO Nancy Tengler. Nancy, it's good to see you. Let's listen to President Biden here. Watch this.
That's why I think that I want to increase the focus on the fundamentals here. That democracy, literally our democracy, is at stake. I hope this experience for the speaker has been one of a personal revelation. I'm not being facetious. Anyway.
Okay, Nancy, there's concern inside the Democrat Party that the president is in cognitive decline. That's a direct quote. So he's doubling down on Bidenomics, Nancy. He's doubling down, saying democracy is at stake under the Republican ticket, and that, Maganomics is bad. Your reaction, Nancy?
Well, it's sad, Liz. I mean, I can't take any pleasure, certainly, in this scenario. But this from the administration that started a ministry of truth that had to quickly be disbanded. I missed a little bit of what Carol was saying, but I think we agree. I mean, Bidenomics, this is what it is. Start a war on energy, cancel the Keystone Pipeline, block drilling in 10 million acres, do this while you're draining the SPR to keep prices artificially down. Now they've bumped back up, and the average family, the median real wage has gone down $4,000 since 2019. So it's really hurting the low end. Meanwhile, the EPA is spending $27 billion in low-income communities to put in charging stations and develop battery storage. This is lunacy. $20 billion, or I'm sorry, trillions of dollars being spent on green energy, all the while they're disenrolling 5.9 million people from Medicaid. It's upside down, and it's not resonating with people. They resent it. They know that there's too much money being spent. That's why Fitch downgraded U.S. debt, and I don't think they're going to be the last one. Just watch out for Moody's. I think that's next.
Nancy Tengler, Roth, thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see you both.